What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing great. Hope y'all doing awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what this is my opinion. Nobody else's. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not no real estate agent. Do your own research. I'm not no advisor or nothing like that. Do your own research. It's for entertainment only. So we get all that crap out of the way. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. The difference, and this is my opinion, the difference between real estate and Reits. And both of them got the pros and cons. With real estate, it's the cost to get in it. Buy, say, $100,000 piece of property. If you can find one for that, you can, but it's very, very hard. You're going to have to put down between 20 or less percent to buy the thing. And the time you buy it and all that depends on your credit and your interest rate. And right now, interest rates is crap, high as crap. And as in other words, you're going to have to put down quite a bit of money to buy it. Okay. That's the thing with real estate. But the pros with all that is you own it, you control it, you can do how you want. You can change the color of the place, change the landscaping, you can change the bathrooms, you can change all of that. You change everything in that real estate or whatever, how you want to do it. If you don't like the bathroom, the kitchen, or how it's set up, you change that. If you want a poor driveway, if it ain't got a poor driveway, you can change that. You own a piece of property. But the cost to get in is what costs so much. REITs, you do not have that ability to change anything, but it's costs so much less to get involved in it. As in other words, with a REIT, the pros is it costs way less. As in other words, I think you can get in there between $30, $60 to buy one REIT, and you don't have no control over it, but you're able to buy it to a whole lot cheaper and still get cash flow. Okay, back to real estate. Cash flow. Yes, you get the cash flow, but it takes time to get the cash flow. Plus, your cash flow might be limited on how much or how fast you can get it rented out, or if it's somebody occupied, or how much your payments are. If you got payments and buy it straight out, depends. And depends on the real estate market, because if people don't have jobs, there you go. And also depends on your location. Location, don't matter what it is, it's always location. If it's next to a good place that has a lot of workers, you charge a little more. But if it say it's next an airport, a base, or whatever, or a big old factory or company that shuts down, then you got issues with how much money's coming in. So that's what affects your money a lot of times. REITs, the thing with REITs is if you buy REITs, it can also change with that, but it's less likely to change because of they have a lot of times in different places and more of it. But it can change things. It's just like anything. If things go up, things go down. Okay, another pro and con with real estates, you get all the good stuff, like get all the ups, like you own it, tax advantage, you get the whole all the money, and you control how what's paid out and what you have to buy and keep it up. The negative, you're responsible for everything. When I say you're responsible for everything with a real estate, you're responsible for everything. We also pay for the toilets, the lights, the septic tank, the water, the hot water heater goes out, the AC, the heat, the roof. You're responsible for all that. And with that said, if you, this one said, and this has happened to me before, holidays. Holidays seems like it's when a lot of times you get those phone calls. You get a phone call right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, right before Easter, right before the 4th of July. Oh, something messed up. When was it out? Oh, it's been out for what? Why didn't you tell me? Why do you wait till the last minute? Well, this one still work. A lot of times you go in there, if you check the thing monthly or whatever, 2 months or whatever, you do your research. Some things you're not going to check. You're not going to check the stove all the time. You're going to go probably look under the cabinets and stuff like that. You might go into the bathroom. But then there's like places that you might not want to go because it's kind of personal. Sometimes that could be the bathroom. Sometimes that could be a bathroom in a bedroom. You don't want to go in there. I mean, a lot of times, I go in there and I look around at the kitchen and stuff like that, and that's about it. And then I ask myself, you got any issues or whatever? I don't really turn the stove on to check it. Usually I figured they would tell me. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it seems like a lot of times during the holidays when you find out things is going out. They do a lot of cooking and things mess up or burn up or whatever, they don't tell you. Or they washing a lot of clothes and the wash and dry goes out or whatever. Usually when the wash and dry goes out, you find out. And a lot of people now with a washer and dryer though, with real estate, they let it put their own in. They more or less they come without washer and dryers. You can put your own in because it's the headache of just dealing with that. Like I said, you deal with all the headaches and deal with all the good and bad. As in other words, you collect all the money that's coming in, and you deal and you control how what's spent or whatever, and or whatever the profit is, you control it. But the problem is with all that is you get all the headaches. You get all the phone calls at night. You get all the phone calls on the weekend. You deal with all that. Unless you have a management group. If you have a management group, you want to pay them and then they can handle it for you. But the problem is that's another expense. Do you own enough property for that to be worth it? As in other words, because they're gonna get a percentage of the rent. I'm just being honest. They're gonna get a percentage of it. You want to pay them something, and it's gonna have to be worth them their time to handle that. And they can have the phone numbers to call, like if your water pump goes out, the heater goes out, the hot water heat goes out, the roof is leaking. They can have somebody over to deal with it. But it comes out of your money that's coming in. But and plus you're paying them, but they can have somebody to fix the water and manage it for you. Now that said, the what else? Tenants. Dealing with tenants. You're gonna have some tenants that are good as gold. You're gonna have some that just call about anything. They're gonna call on their neighbors. They might even call on their neighbors that you had nothing to do with. Or their neighbors might call on your tenants that you can't, it'll be all stupid stuff. As in other words, they might call in saying they're having a birthday party. It's too loud and it's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Or they might be calling in and saying, there's too many cars in the yard. Or they might, whatever. I mean, sometimes you have that issue. Another thing with tenants is their money might be slow. And when I say slow, they might be transformed or going between jobs because either their job is either laid them off, they got either terminated, or a lot of times I know there's a lot of these jobs now. Some of these jobs they cutting back on the help, so they're cutting the hours. So guess what? They cut back on hours, they got less money to pay you. So that's another thing with having real estate. You got to kind of figure all this in, and also have enough to, if you have an issue with that, you have the money to pay the mortgage or pay whatever to float you across. Sometimes if you pay it outright, you'll be all right, but you still got to worry about that money coming in. Like I said, late night calls, whatever. I wrote stuff down, try to keep remembering it. Tax write-off, yes, you got tax write-off with all this. And you got depreciation value or whatever, of the property. You write off depreciation. All the stuff you spend on, you can write it off on your taxes. What else I wrote down? Well, there's some good things about real estate. Like I said, you control it. You can tell how it plays out. And you can do all this stuff. Anything you want to change, you can change it. If you want to put in a new driveway, you want to change out the bathroom or whatever. And you can handle all that, carpet, whatever. And it goes up on price. Most of the time, real estate, you can depreciate it, but it still goes up on price. As in other words, you say, well, over time it needs this and needs that, so whatever, and you can depreciate it. But how's the market? Depends on how it is. It goes up. It can go up, go down, but right here lately, my nose is itchy. Somebody's talking about me. But it goes up and goes down. But you could more or less write off the taxes, and you write off depreciation and all that. I'm not no accountant or nothing. You need to talk to your accountant about it. If you ain't got one, go and get you one to figure out what you got to do and whatever. But like I said, it's all depends on you. Just like I said, there's good and bad with investing in real estate. Okay, let's go to Reits. Thing about REITs, it's low cost. As in other words, to get into a REIT, it don't cost you as much. You just open up your account, you figure out which one you can put your money into, you figure out what dividend it's going to pay out. Like I said, it all plays on different whatever with REITs and real estate. I'll tell you something else with real estate. You got leverage. As in other words, if you got a piece of property that's pretty much been paying on it for a while or whatever, or bought it straight out, you can actually pull your money out plus some. Say after you make it more valuable, add uh, more, make it more valuable, more or less. Can't think of the word, equity or whatever, into the property. As in other words, if you make it worth more money, you can actually take a loan out on that, and that's tax free. When you borrow against, when you take a loan out, it's tax free money. They don't. As in other words, if the property you bought the property for 100,000 and then you've done some work to it, fixed it up or whatever, real estate, it's actually, and say you uh, added $30,000 worth of value to it, you can borrow $30,000 against it. And it's 30,000. As long as you can pay the mortgage and pay the bill, you're fine. And that $30,000, if I'm not mistaken, is tax free because you borrowed it from the bank. Just, whatever, it's still got to be paid back. It just is, that's a leverage. I won't do it right now the way interest rate. Good gracious, interest rate to kill you now. Okay, let's go back to REITs. All right, put a finger over here for a second. Stretch my fingers out. I'm using my phone in here. With REITs, go back to REITs. REITs, like I said, with REITs, the good thing, the bad thing about REITs. The good thing about it, it's low cost to get in. Like I said, you get in there for $30, $60 in the REIT, more or less, somewhere in that area. All you gotta do is open up your account, deposit some money, and buy the one that pays you money. They pay either monthly, quarterly, or whatever. They pay you a dividend. Depends on how they pay out. The good thing about it is low cost to get in. The bad thing about it is you have no control over it. When I say no control, you don't control the company. You don't control if they put in new toilets, new roof, put a new driveway in, change out the bathroom, the carpet, or any of that. You don't control none of that. You don't have no control over how it's done. They spend their money or nothing like that. As in other words, they could buy a piece of property and it'd be kind of run down and you might not spend their money on it. And you might be one of those people that want to spend money, but you have no control over it. They have control over it. So, as in other words, they control it, and a lot of times they can get leverage on it a whole lot quicker than you can with real estate. REITs, it's hard to get leverage on. I mean, you probably can do it, but it's not as easy with real estate. I mean, don't take my word for it. Just do your own research. You can, but you can borrow against your account, but it's kind of like an iffy thing sometimes. I I borrowed against mutual funds before. Is there's a thing in there, whatever, but you can borrow against it, I think. But it's kind of you got to have enough money in there and all that. But it's kind of some paperwork. It's something there. Anyway, you talk to your advisor or whatever about it. I could be wrong or whatever. Just like I said, this is for entertainment. And things change all the time. Rules, regulations, companies change their policies. Okay, low cost get in. You'll be able to pull a dividend. Bad thing about it is they control it. You don't tell them what to do. As in other words, you just got money and they control it all. Um, the tax advantages is pretty much none. As in other words, you can't write off like a roof or nothing like that. Can't write off any of that stuff. Depreciation, you can't write that off because you don't own it. It's like a REIT. The taxes, I think they might fall under a different tax bracket. Tell you what else. And some good things about it. Okay, if you invest into a real estate versus REIT, let's go back to real estate. If you invest in real estate, most time the property is going to be right down where you can be around because you can actually look at it, touch it, see what it is. You're not going to go. You can, and people have done it, but it's harder to control or have anything. It's harder to manage a property that's in Florida. If you live in North Carolina and it's in Florida, or if you live in Virginia and it's in Florida, or if you live in Texas and it's in Florida, or if you live in California and it's in Florida, or New York and it's Florida, anything or Florida and Texas, it don't matter where it's at. If it's far away, it's hard to manage it. So then a lot of times it's going to be kind of hard, and it's going to be hard if you got a piece of property far off in real estate to have it managed and have anything work done to it, because you got to get those people around that area to manage it. For real estate, you don't want it more than, and I'm pushing this when I say this, with real estate, don't want no more than about an hour and a half away from you. And then I'm pushing, that's too far, in my opinion. Hour is probably too far. You want it close enough where you can go to it and deal with it. So a lot of times it's in 30 to 45-minute area where you could actually manage it and keep it out, because you don't want to get a phone call that somebody's saying the roof leaking and it's 4 hours away. And number one, you want to either go there, pay somebody else to go there and look at it, or you want to go check it out. And especially if you got one piece of property or whatever, you want to go there, check it out, or two pieces, 2 doors, 3 doors, or whatever. Doors is another thing. More doors means more money you got put out, but at a cheaper rate, more or less. You get more money in, but it is with real estate. With REITs, you don't have to worry about that. Somebody else is already managing it. There was a group there. They might have, and then with REITs, you can invest in anything. Business, doors, when I say doors, hotels, real estate, apartments, storage units, businesses, resorts, what else? All kinds of stuff you invest in with REITs. And it ain't got to be close by. You can actually invest in a REIT, and they can have property, Florida, New York, California, Texas, Colorado, so on and so on. And and it's in the REIT, and it's whatever. And different ones is different places or whatever. That's a good thing about a REIT. They invest in anything. A lot of them invest in different things, and they can, like I said, you can have a REIT in pretty much anything, storage, but even cell towers. That is what it is. Even in farms, you can invest into a REIT that has farmland, that deals with farmers or farms or whatever. There's all kinds of REITs. And you ain't got to be local. It could be anywhere. And you have your money in or whatever, and it pays you monthly. Okay, what else? And it's already a lot of times with REITs, they have a historical, as when I say historical, they have a history of how it's run. As in other words, you can actually predict how it's going to do year per year. Versus real estate, you can buy a piece of real estate, and if you buy a piece of real estate, you don't know if it's going to do good this year, next year, or if it even is going to be profitable. With REITs, at least it's got a history or track record of where it's been making money, how much it's making, and all that. And usually some of them have at least a 10-year span of history of where how much they paid out, when they paid out, how much property they had, and all that. They got a history of who the CEO is, who's managing the stuff, of if they own businesses, how many businesses, how they grew, what they sold, or whatever, where they're located, how that area done. They have history of that, so they could tell you with REITs. Real estate, they don't have that, but REITs, they kind of have a history, so you kind of have to predict how it's going to do. Something else with real estate and REITs. Real estate, you can not, well, you can, but you're going to pretty much about give it away if you do this. You can sell it, but it takes time to sell real estate. And a lot of times you need an agent to help you sell it. And if you need cash fast, and say something happens or it goes up, and I would get out of this right now. I need cash for something else. Or you're moving, or something happens, you just need the money. It's going to take you time to sell a real estate, because it's got to go through all the legal and all that crap it's got to go through. You got to find a buyer, then the buyer's got to have the money, and so on and so on, to be able to sell it to a buyer to sell the property or whatever. And it might take you a month, or months or a year to sell it, real estate. With REITs, it don't take long. Usually you can sell it as soon as the market opens up. Say the market opens up at depends on where you're located. Some places 6:30, some places 9 or whatever. As soon as it opens up on that Monday, you can sell it. Boom, you got your money. Money usually hit your account after you done sold it within 3 days. You done got your money, you sold it, you got your money, you're out of it. And the money, sometimes even the money before it hits your account, it's already pledged in your account within minutes. But usually it's going to say 3 business days time the money hits your account because it wants to go through all that legal crap or whatever. But usually if you sell REITs or whatever, and you need to sell them quick, you can have your money within 3 days. Real estate is not like that. Um, the bad thing about REITs is the taxes. You cannot write off the roof, cannot write off the plumbing, you can't write off none of that because it's cash in. So it's gonna probably much more be taxed like income. So that's the bad thing. Um, there's no depreciation writing it off a REIT. So there you go. You cannot write off depreciation of a REIT. Um, taxes, REIT. You'll notice, like I said, I'm looking down here, shoot, trying to make sure I ain't missing nothing. And there probably is some stuff I missed. So, but if I missed anything, sorry. Do your own research too. Like I said, always do your own research. And I'm just trying to here to help y'all out. All right, y'all have a good one. God bless. See y'all later.